Being less than a month away from one of the most anticipated fights of the year, and frankly, one of the biggest fights we've had in a very, very long time. We have Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev for the undisputed welterweight championship in MSG. Not a bigger moment for either of these guys. This is going to be a banger, but I am unfortunately here to play spoiler in part 2 of my series of This Will Not Be Close, where I tell you guys fights that seem close, they actually aren't. And I tell you exactly who's going to win and how. I also give you my reasons on why I think this, why I know this, and you guys will undoubtedly agree with me and bet the house. All right, so let's get into it. We watched this guy JDM toy with Bilal for 4 rounds, basically for 4 rounds. It was 4-1 clear, and I saw everything I needed to see in this fight to pick JDM against Islam. We saw a incredible ability to get back up to the feet and to throw volume, to be able to put Bilal on the back foot and land shots, circle to the middle of the octagon. It was a masterclass out of JDM, and I don't think Islam possesses the ability to counter it. I think Islam is sloppy, and I think this is going to be a very one-sided affair. Maybe 1 round to Islam by holding him down for just a little bit longer than JDM can get shots off. I think the outcome remains the same. When you take a look at Islam's resume, everybody likes to hype it up. Me personally, I believe it's one of the most, if not the most overrated resumes of all time, if you exclude the old guys who are fighting guys that we don't know about, cans, if you will. This resume is just not what everyone makes it out to seem. You got Arman Tsarukyan in a decision where they both landed less than 30 punches combined. Who cares? It was a great fight. It just, Arman was very young, took him to a decision. Nothing special there. Drew Dober. Everyone and their mother is beating Drew Dober right about now. That's not a good win. Thiago Moises, don't care. Dan Hooker, the most free win in the top 15 of lightweight for the past few years. Gamrot was robbed. Not a good win. Then you got Bobby Green. Do I need to say anything? Right? Okay. So there's his run to the title, Mickey Mouse run, if you will. People will question Paddy for potentially getting a title shot against Ilya, but look at how Islam got a title shot. Getting a title shot off Bobby Green and Hooker, unacceptable. Then we go to Charles Oliveira. Charles Oliveira is, in my opinion, his best win. Alexander Volkanovski. He beats Volk twice. The first time was a very close fight. You could see just on the stats, Volk gets a knockdown, outstrikes him. The only thing Islam did was take him down and hold a body triangle, and then he wins a round. You are determining whether a fighter is great or not. I think the most overlooked aspect of their career is how they finished fights, how they won fights. When you look at that first Volkanovski fight, you say, well, Volk is the greatest featherweight of all time. It was in Australia. Islam got the win. It was 4-1, 3-2, whatever. And you look at how he won that fight. He wilted. He was quitting. He got dropped at the end of the 5th, was getting his face pounded into the ground. When I look at the greatest of all time, John Jones, GSP, they're not winning fights, getting absolutely mauled in the fifth round. They're not getting beat up by a guy in a lower weight class. Then they fight again. I don't care about this fight at all. Everyone in their right mind knows Volk had a broken arm. He was coming off a layoff. Week's notice this guy Volkanovski had. And then we look at Dustin Poirier. This is my favorite one. Dustin Poirier. He goes 4 full rounds into the 5th with a 36 or 37-year-old Dustin Poirier that was a year off getting flatlined in the first round by a Justin Gaethje head kick. 36-year-old, 37-year-old Dustin Poirier makes you go life and death. Life and death. Meanwhile, Gaethje just flatlined him in the first round. What does that say about you? What does that say about your skills? You can't get a takedown and submit Dustin Poirier early? You can't make that look easy? Think about JDM and what JDM would do to Dustin Poirier. Think about what guys like Ilia Topuria would do to Dustin Poirier. They would make it look easy. Look at this. This is what the people saw. The people saw a 2-2 fight going into the 5th round. I know only one judge had it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite. This is what the people saw. A 2-2 fight going into the 5th round against a 36-year-old who is well out of his prime. It's something to think about, all right? Moicano. This is a good one, man. I don't care that he made it look easy. I really don't. I mean, yeah, you should make a Moicano on a day's notice look easy. I know he was preparing for a fight, whatever. You should make Moicano look easy. Look at him. Look at this guy. How is this even a possibility that you can look like this against a guy like Moicano? I don't care it wasn't a knockdown. Look at him. This guy's supposed to beat JDM, a absolute pitch-perfect striker who has all the tools and all the ability to get back up to his feet and land clean shots. Islam's out there just throwing his limbs around. One of the most untechnical strikers I've ever seen. Then we take a look back at his resume. Doesn't look all that great. You got a guy like JDM who frankly is just a technician on the feet. He has all the tools. He's been working with Craig Jones. He had a full camp with Craig Jones versus Bilal. They worked the specifics. They worked getting back up to the feet, how to stay out of submission attempts. I think this is a layup of a win for JDM. I think that styles make fights, and Islam simply does not have the skills capable to beat this guy. He's too good on the feet. He has too many defensive abilities on the ground to be able to scramble back up and to be able to pour on shots. He mixes up his hands super well. He's got the swagger, man. At the end of one of those rounds against Bilal, you saw him. He was throwing spinning kicks. He was dancing right in front of him, out of range. Pop. This guy is legit, man, and I don't think people understand. I think this is a long-time fraud check coming for Islam Makhachev, and you heard it here first. This fight will not be close. I say all of that to say this. Look for JDM to put together combinations on the feet, and when Islam realizes he can't strike with him and his head's getting snapped back, just like JDM's coach said, keep pinging the cunt, he's going to get his head popped around. He's going to realize he can't strike with this guy at all. He's going to shoot. JDM is going to get up. I think in round 1, Islam's going to be able to control him on the ground while he's dry for a few minutes. JDM's going to then get back up to his feet, put some shots on him. Second round comes around. It's going to be the same story. JDM's going to start finding his rhythm. There's going to be a lot more shots. Islam's going to panic wrestle. Then look for the fight to continue to play out like that until Islam gets tired in rounds 4 and 5. JDM is going to be able to get back up to the feet, and he's going to pour on shots. Head, body, bang. He's going to be working this guy up and down for fun. Look for a late JDM TKO on the feet, just pouring it on against the fence after catching him with a huge shot. JDM by TKO to remain welterweight champion. Islam's then going to retire, or he's going to go back down to 155, where Ilya is going to be waiting for him to end the Dagestani legacy for good. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.